Hey, what's going on, gamers? Welcome to another video. This is basically just going to be me giving a tutorial on how to make your montages look better, flow better, and come out better. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So first clip, I have it on Milnix. I want to cut my footage to give it as little downtime as possible. By downtime, I mean I want as little time not fighting people as possible. So you just need to cut your clips. So it starts out, I'm fighting Caroline. I want to have me killing her in this. So I want to cut it right where I'm about to kill her. She's on 1, maybe a little bit more shaved off. So I kill her. Then Milnix comes in, crits me in the back, so I've got that. Now I want to find where he kills, or where he's killed by me. So looks like I already found it, so I want to give it a little bit of extra time at the end where the kill effect is going on. I think that should be good. And now this clip is edited, so I have as little downtime as possible. So I kill her, he comes in, I fight him, I kill him, and the clip is over. That is what you want when you're cutting clips. You don't want you to be standing around for 5 seconds or standing around looting after you killed them. You want to have as much PvP as you can. That is how you get it to flow well, and that is how you make it so that your montage isn't shit. So let's just do that for the next 3 clips. This one, I think I 2v1. I start out fighting this guy. I think this is where I actually start fighting him. Let me check. Yes, it is. So, go back here. We will drag it onto this clip. Give it about 10 seconds. Let me see if that looks nice. You can see me kill him in the clip before it transitions. So, that's good. Still fighting. Still fighting. Kill this guy. Kill this guy. Now we want to go right here after I kill him. I use the lightning kill effect, or the creeper explosion kill effect from Creeper Press 2, so I can see how far along it is, and I've got a basis of how long it takes for all the particles and effects to disappear. So that should be good. There's that. Now we're on to the 3rd clip. This guy's about to fight me. I want to get it right on that first rod contact. You can cut using S, by the way, if you're using Vegas. So you just click somewhere in the video, use arrow keys to navigate with that, and then press S when you want to cut. So I think that's good. I'll drag about 10 seconds, see if that's how I want it. Needs a bit more time. So 10 seconds. There's that. Kill him really quickly, actually. So I'm gonna find where he's got that particle. A bit more. Everything's disappearing. And I'm gonna do a fade out for this one. About like that. Let's see how that looks. It's a bit too fast. Need a bit more time. That looks good. It's out of fading. Want about like that. That should be good. Fades in. You can see Caroline clearly. See me kill her. So that's good. Now we've got our transitions. We've got all the clips together so that they look as good as possible. I've got a transition on this one, which I forgot to remove from when I was doing my first take of this video, but that's fine. I was just gonna use fades, but there's a lot of transitions. I'll have links to how to install all these plugins, but yeah. So what I need to do now is I'm going to be going over the second point, which is how to get good footage. Now, there's a main thing for getting good footage. It's to record in a high FPS. The minimum FPS that you should be recording in is 60. If you can't do 60, I'm gonna give you some ways to mask your frames to make it seem like they're better, but try and record as consistently as possible. Try and get a consistent FPS. 60 is ideal, ideally the minimum. If you can record higher, I'd recommend 120 as the max. Essentially, once you go past 120, you're not really doing anything. If you can record higher than 60, go for 90, go for 120. If you can do 120, do 120. If you can't, try and go as high as you can. If you're going to be going above 60, you can't use shadow play, so there is that. You're going to need to install OBS to record 120. But if you can do that, do it, because you're going to get a lot better quality in your footage. So yeah, onto masking low frames. There are a couple things that you should do if you want to mask your low FPS. First off is use RSMB. What you want to do is record your montage or completely edit your montage, render it, and then add RSMB to the render of your montage. Once it's already done and it's already a video file, an MP4, drag it into a new Vegas project or a new After Effects project or a new Premiere project, and then you're going to want to apply RSMB to it. Now, the way to do that is you could do rendered a new track. I've already got all my clips selected. You're going to want to go up to Magic's AVC AAC, select Internet HD 1080p 59.94 FPS. I don't know how to render in 120 for Vegas. I'll have to look into that. I'll link anything if I find it. Change the file name to something stupid because it's going to render as an MP4 as well, and then just hit render. I'm gonna speed through this because it'll probably take a minute or two to finish. But after that, I'm gonna be showing you how to apply RSMB and mask your low frames. Okay, once it's rendered to a new track, what you're gonna want to do first is check and see if it's working. So do that by pressing solo on your video track. That'll remove the other two from being rendered in this part. So watch through it, see if it's how you want it to look. Seems fine. Getting a bit of a frame drop issue. Let me watch it again. That's weird. Shouldn't be doing that. Okay, that looks good. So now you can delete these two tracks. As long as there's no issues in your video, you should be able to follow this along pretty easily. Now we need to scroll down to the RSMB plugin. I'll have a link to how to install it. I've got mine set up so you can see my settings for it. Previous frame, source blurred, use GPU on, no image preparation. Set the blur amount to 0.2 and the sensitivity to somewhere around 80. I think it's normally at 90 or 80, but I like to turn mine up a tiny bit, and that should be good for me. Now, once you have RSMB onto it, you're going to want to render it again. So I'm going to render this again. I'm going to selectively pre-render it, and I'm going to just speed up the render. Because when you do render something like this, it takes a lot longer because it's actually adding an effect based on the video, so it needs to analyze the video and add the effect based on movement or changes in frames. So it takes a while to render. I'm just going to speed it up to give you a basic idea of how that works. Render it. Now this will probably take about double the time to just render raw footage. If you can watch up here, this is the elapsed time. I'm going to speed it up in a couple seconds and show you how much longer it takes compared to the other one. Alright, now that that was rendered, that took about 5 minutes compared to the 40 seconds for without RSMB. This is why you want to completely render your project beforehand and then add RSMB after the fact. If you add it to your render load, it's going to take even longer than if you did it after and just have to render it a second time with just RSMB. So once you've got RSMB onto your clip, it's going to add motion blur to your video, and that's going to make it look a lot smoother. If you've got lower frames, it's going to help cover up a bit of that stutter present when you have low frames and are rendering in 60 FPS, and it's basically just going to make your footage look nicer. So with it, you can see there's a lot less stutter, and all the movements seem a lot cleaner. So yeah, I'd recommend adding RSMB. I'll have a link for it in the description, and that's about it. That's essentially all you really need to do to make your montage, to instantly improve your montages, and that I've seen a lot of people not do. So yeah, if you like this video, drop a sub, drop a like, whatever the fuck you want to do. It's up to you. But yeah, if you want to see more of this, comment, I guess. I'm not going to base it off of likes, because people are going to like the video regardless, even if they didn't care about what's on it. Some people just like to like shit. So yeah, peace. Thanks for watching.